Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a pick a card reading for the energy of your next week. So the next 5 to 7 days from when you discover this video. We have 3 piles for you to choose from, and pick a cards work like this. You get to pick a card, a pile, a number, or a crystal, which I will be placing crystals on here shortly, if you'd like to pick that way. And this is where you get to engage your intuition to pick the right pile for you. And then I engage my intuition to read it for you. So what's always important in pick a card readings is these are general readings, so take what resonates. It's also possible that maybe you are drawn to more than one. You're more than welcome to listen to whatever you want. And also sometimes you get into something and you're like, yeah, that's for me, and then it's something else and it's like, nah, that doesn't sound like me either. So just take what resonates, don't force things. This is really kind of a go with the flow thing. So for our first pile, I have Apatite. For number 2, this is Argonite. And for number 3, this is Emerald. Give you an idea what it looks like all around. If you are still having problems, or you just want to take some deep breaths with me and be in the moment, I invite you to do that with me right now. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in and release. And just be here in the moment, let go of any stresses, let go of any worries. We're just, again, very go with the flow today. So go ahead and open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that's the pile for you. I have timestamps down below, and I will meet you at your pile. Thank you. Hello, group number 1. This is the Apatite crystal number 1, and let's see what we've got going on for this week. So as always, I like to, in my weekly readings, I like to pick one card that represents the overall energy of your next week. And then, don't worry, we've got more. We'll see what those are in a moment. And the first card that we have is music. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. So it mentions fairies because this is from an Oracle fairy deck, and I love the fairies out here dancing. So I feel like this also talks about, like, just really be in the moment, and if you hear music and you get the urge to dance, go ahead and dance. Dance like nobody's watching. It's for you, it really is. And as far as messages go, you might have a song playing in your head, and look up those lyrics. It's really interesting what you find. I think I gave the example before because this is really prominent for me, where Led Zeppelin's Cashmere comes through a lot for me, and the lyrics to that are just amazing. So if something keeps coming up for you, check out those lyrics. And it also can talk about you, taking a musical break, listening to music, just connecting with it, helping that guide your mood. Like if you're in a bad mood, listen to something upbeat. There's also some really great music to sleep to. If you want to, there's music for different dreams. So there's great music to sleep to on YouTube. So being in that vibe, and you may even be called to, if you have any musical ability, which we all have some sort of musical ability, even if it's just taking pencils and hitting our desk, to kind of rekindle that in ourselves, writing lyrics. Some things might come to mind. Write some things down. You'll be surprised at what you get. So I'm gonna put these guys here. Okay, let's look at our cards. We've got 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. We've got Emperor reversed, and then we've got Death reversed. And even though this isn't the traditional meaning of this, just like saying death reversed for your week, that sounds like a great omen, right? Because and it's not just out of nowhere, not just because I said, you know, death reversed. Six of Pentacles can really talk about, well, Pentacles in general, it's an earth sign, it's the physical. So it can talk about our physical bodies and our health and well-being. Six of Pentacles talks about it in that way, in, you know, giving and receiving energy. If somebody needs help, we help them. Sometimes we are the ones who is receiving help. Sometimes we are the ones who need help. So if this is a health related issue that you're thinking about this week and you need to see a doctor, I feel like it's a good omen. You know, obviously I don't know you, I can't diagnose anything. And sometimes this is just, you know, a general health thing, that this looks very positive for you. If you've had a cold, something like that, something minor. So Six of Pentacles, giving, receiving, I feel like this Pentacles energy for your week is really bright and shiny over here. And then our major arcana cards in reverse, even if they weren't in reverse, they're a little bit darker and more ominous. There's less color going on over here. The Emperor in reverse, and just be careful this week. You might run into somebody with a masculine energy. It doesn't necessarily need to be a man, just masculine energy, a little bit older, somebody in authority who is trying to manipulate you or take advantage of you. I feel like with this death reversed, death is often about changes and making changes. If you are needing to make a change and you are relying on information from this person, that may be why this is reversed, and it's keeping you in a pattern that isn't very healthy for you. So just be aware of that. If you're trying to make changes, where is your information coming from? What is holding you back? Could even be yourself, like you're holding yourself back. A lot of times we do that to ourselves. I feel like music comes in because it kind of really brightens and lightens the mood here between like these two energies. Seven of Pentacles is working really hard. It is kind of, you've put in a lot of work, but your harvest isn't quite ready yet, right? We're in September, well, at least when this video goes live. And you would kind of maybe expect things to be further along than they are. But a lot of times it speaks about like you've done what you can do. It's time to, you know, relax a little bit maybe and just trust in what the energy and the abilities that you've put into this. And you kind of let it go. And that kind of comes here too with the Emperor reverse. Like you may be trying to over control something that you don't have control over, meaning the outcome. Like you can plant your field, you can nurture, you know, and trim your trees and things like that, but ultimately you don't have control over when the sun shines, when it rains, things like that. You can do your best, but worrying about it isn't any more helpful than not worrying about it. You need to do what is healthy for you. And then for our further advice cards, we've got 42 chop wood, and then we've got 43 deep knowing. So I giggle a little bit for two reasons with the 42 chop wood. First of all, whenever I see 42, and I know this isn't the intent of the author of these cards, but it can be knowing when I'll explain it to you. 42 is the answer to life, universe, and everything. And that comes from a book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you know it, it's funny because it's like this long running joke where they had these supercomputers working, years and years and years and years coming up with the meaning of life, and they came up with the meaning of 42, and which is like nonsensical. Oh, who is 42? Oh gosh, don't hate me. Jackie Robinson, who is 42. If you were baseball fans, you're screaming at the screen right now telling me who 42 is. Because that is also important, or I mean, us also goes back to that famous baseball player. I think it's Jackie Robinson. There is a whole movie about it. Anyway, but I think that this could relate back to the meaning of life, because chop wood, it talks about doing the little things and doing them over and over again. It's very much related here to the Seven of Pentacles, where you are just working and being in the moment. And even the fable behind chop wood, carry water kind of relates to the Seven of Pentacles. So I think it's really important that it's here. And the fable of that is, there was a boy who wanted to be a monk, and he comes to the monastery, and I'm paraphrasing here, so if you know it a different way, you could please add it to the comments. And he comes to the monastery, and he wants to know, all the answers again to life, the universe, and everything, right? And they ask him to chop wood and carry water. Chop wood and carry water, chop wood and carry water. And it almost has kind of like the Karate Kid feel, if you're familiar with that 80s movie, and you should be. I joke. But where he is in these mundane tasks and doing these things day after day, and finally he's like, I came here, I want to grow, I want to learn, he's talking to like the highest of the high, monk, whoever that is expressing his frustration, and he's like, how am I going to get there by chopping wood and carrying water? And he's like, basically the moral of the story is, before you have your enlightenment, you chop wood and carry water, and after you have your enlightenment, you chop wood and carry water. That these are jobs that need to be done. And there's also a certain like wisdom in it, a certain like when you do these things, you kind of let your mind wander, and it can be very cathartic. It can almost be like a meditation too, when you are doing something and you just find, you have like really amazing ideas and thoughts in doing these things. But it's also that these little tasks are needed, and they need to be done. And if you do them with a kind of meditative, mindful purpose behind them, they can become much more than they are. And they should be valued much more than they are, by you, but also the people around you. If you make dinner every day, if you do the dishes, if you vacuum, those kinds of things. I mean, those are very loving tasks, even though they seem very mundane, and that it's not a waste of your time. First of all, you're creating this beautiful space for your family, for yourself. So doing it with love is important, but it's also a time for you to, like I said, really kind of connect with your higher self with those thoughts. You can listen to your inner voice at that time. Music can be really important because it might be a way for you to connect. You might be listening to music at that time. And then we've got 43, deep knowing, and this is just trusting your instincts, trusting your intuition. We have the moon here, we have an owl here, and it is those things that you can't know, but you just know, right? I think that it's interesting that it's put over here on top of our Emperor reversed. Because if you are feeling like somebody is manipulating you, a lot of times we don't really even have a lot of evidence of that. And sometimes, like if it's a work situation, a coworker is doing this, a boss is doing this, and you're like bringing these things up, you might bring it up to your friends or your family, and they're trying to be rational and help you figure this out, and they might be like, well, that person really didn't mean it like that, or because they don't. But trust your instinct. You know what's going on. So I've had a very similar situation with a boss who is just like, I couldn't believe the things that she was doing, but I was like, no, she did that on purpose. Like, I should. At first I was giving her the benefit of the doubt, but I was like, no, she is knowingly being like this manipulative to everybody around us. So it's just like, you just trust your instincts, trust yourself. You know what's best for you. And that's what I have for you, Group 1. It looks like a very interesting week. So if there is an important lyric to you in any specific song, I mean, I have my own, but I would love to hear what that is. So comment down below, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, Group 2. This is the Argonite crystal, the number 2, and you are in the right place. I'm trying to see my lighting here. I'm gonna put the crystal over here. I think that's prettier to see the whole time, right? You can see the 2. All right, so I pull a card that's the overall energy for our week, and then the other cards around it to give us an idea of what's going on. So with this comes protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. What's important about this is sometimes we have a dream and it just gets squashed before it even gets off the ground, because you share it with friends and family, and it's not even that they're doing it maliciously. They just bring up all of these reasons why you can't do something. And when this dream is fresh and new, it is kind of easy to buy into that. It's easy for you to go, I guess you're right. Maybe I can't do this thing. And this is just letting you know that it is okay to, until you've figured some things out, until you've sketched some things out, that you don't have to share these things with anyone. You can keep them just close to the vest. It's interesting though, if you do want to help your dream get momentum, if you are watching this video when it comes out, on Monday, September 6th, is new moon in Virgo. So new moons are the perfect time to launch new dreams, and especially in the new moon in Virgo, because it is all about putting a plan in place, putting details to it, putting things in order. So this would be a great time to think these things out, write these things down, and you give it a foundation so that you can share it with others. And when they say, well, what about this? And then you can say, well, I thought about that. It's this and this and this. And then they will actually add to your momentum of that dream, because they'll be like, oh, okay, well, you know what, I really do see you doing that then. You're right. The other thing with this, and with, so 2 things with your dreams. First of all, if you write it down, you are taking it from this kind of airy idea and you're bringing it into the physical world. So, and I feel like when you're putting plans around it, you're making something more real in that way too. But this can also talk about a dream journal. So, at the very least, you might want to think about remembering your dreams from the night before and keeping a journal next to your bed and writing things down as you remember them. So very interesting. I have these 2 cards that I'm going to hold on to for later, and let's see what the tarot cards are. So we've got 6 of Swords, And okay, this is the Knight of Wands. This is Strength. And then we've got the High Priestess. Okay, so first of all, the High Priestess is very much related to dreams. She is very much in the subconscious realm, though. So if you're trying to make sense of things that you're actually dreaming at night, you know, there might be something in your subconscious that's really is trying to tell you something. And doing a dream journal might be very beneficial because the High Priestess is a major arcana card. She rules over what's underneath the surface, right? There's the moon here, very much related to our intuition, very much related to our subconscious. So that kind of, like I was saying, that really airy idea of dreams. So that kind of like really airy, but it's really more, I guess, liquid in your brain. I don't know. I want to say liquid because it's kind of cups rules over the subconscious too, is related to that. But you know, just like those murky waters that you're not quite sure, you can't really put your finger on. It's kind of there, but it's not really there, so it's not really in the physical. So I see these two cards very much related. The other three, though, is very prominent, that it's whatever your dreams are, like dreams do come true. And I say that because we've got a lot of optimism here. We've got a lot of, you know, strength, fire energy. Strength is ruled by Leo, which is fire sign. With Wands as a fire element. And, you know, and this Knight is very confident. So there's a lot of confidence here. So I feel like if you haven't written down these steps, if you haven't written down your dreams, like that's just gonna boost and add to your confidence. And I think you're really confident in your dream. It might be something you've been thinking about a long time, and you've been thinking about all aspects of it. The Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands, these are both like movement energies. So I feel like there can be a lot of movement on your dreams this week, a lot of movement in the direction that you want to go. And you have the strength to like kind of pull everything together. The Lion here is kind of like our untamed self, so kind of our subconscious. And you just have the strength and courage to kind of pull you know, that dream together and step forward with it in a positive way. Putting a plan in place, I think, is really important, because even though we have two movement cards here, look at them, they're headed towards each other. However, like the Six of Wands kind of meanders back and forth. So I feel like you may not have a clear direction, and even the Knight of Wands talks about that, because he can be very impetuous. He can just, you know, just get like this, ooh, I've got this great idea, and runs out the door and doesn't think it through and doesn't know exactly where he's going. So I think that's why you have the strength, and that's why you have the High Priestess here, because that's going to help you like put those details together in a way that makes sense for your dream. And let's see what else we have. We've got round, and we've got truth be told. So let's talk about 25 round and round. So a couple things come to mind here when I see this. First of all, we'll talk about the card itself, because a lot of times, and it even kind of almost looks like this Seven of Swords, where you're kind of going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and like, when am I going to actually make some headway? And round talks about that too, but it's not necessarily, you're not necessarily going in a circle, you're going in a spiral. And here you're going back and forth, but you are still making it further away from this waterfall. The waterfall is like the danger zone. right? And you're getting farther away from that, even if it feels like you're going back and forth. And you're not really making a headway, you are. And it might just be a baby steps. I mean, even this night is kind of like pulling back on the reins here. Like, just chill it out a little bit. Let's put a direction here, because we're not really sure maybe what direction to go. So if you feel like you're going round and round and round, like be, you know, a lot of times it's not really true. A lot of times it's either we're going back and forth, but we are actually moving away, or in this instance, in a spiral, we are like moving higher, or we've got a higher perspective, and you are moving away from where you were, even if it feels like, man, I'm doing a lot of work here. So understand that. There's also, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a face in here. So I love that, because I just kind of noticed that that's a face. This spiral looks like a nautilus. The other round and round is just, when I say round and round, sorry, I won't sing anymore, but that's from the 1980s song from Rat, Round and Round. What did they say here? Oh gosh, you might want to look up the lyrics. It might be important to you, but there is like a line in there, like, oh, something is meant to be. I'll have to look up the lyrics. But you know, you feel like you're going round and round, but even in that song is talking about movement. And then truth be told. So it's just being like open and honest, and with the people around you, and you know, live your truth, be you, and expect that from other people too. It's kind of interesting over here next to the High Priestess, because I feel like with her, truth is a little bit subjective, because there's layers of truth, right? When we have dreams, or we're dealing with something in our subconscious mind, it almost feels like we're peeling layers back to get to the truth. So it might be talking about doing an investigation into something. Like, if you don't know the truth about a situation, a person, a thing, even like a pattern of your own behavior, like maybe why you're going round and round, you might want to meditate on that. You might want to write things down, and you might want to try to tap into your subconscious on that, because it might be really important to you. But it definitely layers, and pulling back layers and getting at that truth. And a lot of times it's not even, I'm not saying that anybody is lying to you. I would be maybe more saying that you're lying to yourself about something. And we all do that. For our ego, we'll do that. And it's usually something that's holding us back. And that's why I bring it up, because it might be holding you back from your dream, even though I think that, and that might be why the strength is here as well, because it's kind of like the strength to dip into that and overcome. Because I really think that whatever dream you're working on this week has a lot of potential. It's very, you know, a lot of beautiful cards, a lot of beautiful energy, a lot of potential here. So that's what I have for you, Group 2. I hope that you have a fantastic week. And let me know if you're interested in telling me what your dream is. I promise I will protect it with you. I will be your biggest cheerleader. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 3. This is the Emerald group, the number 3. And I pull a card for your overall energy of the week. Ooh, and I love this. Manifestation. Be very honest and clear about what you wish to manifest in your life. Now write it down on paper. Manifestation step 1. So the reason that they tell you to write it down on paper and why that's important, and there's even like little quills here to do that, is because that is when you take your manifestation out of your head and bring it into the physical world and bring it into reality. It's the first step, bringing it into reality. I also feel like it tells you to be honest and clear about your manifestation for a couple of reasons. First of all, you have to know what you want to get what you want, right? So you might want to think about it a little bit, like what do you really want? Because this week is going to be a great time for manifesting for you. And if you're watching this video when I upload it, Monday, September 6th is a new moon, and it's new moon in Virgo. That means new moons are a great time to start manifesting things. Virgo is an earth sign, so things in your physical world, things involving your body, organization, putting the organization around your manifestation. Virgo is about that. So really beautiful timing here for this. The other thing where it says honest, be honest with yourself. What do you really want? Because I think a lot of times there is guilt or shame around what we want. And I think a lot of times that's what holds us back from getting it. And when you're in that guilt or shame, like it's really difficult to manifest from that to begin with. But the other thing is, it is a lack mindset, because usually we feel guilt or shame because, well, I shouldn't really want that because my neighbor doesn't have that. Well, you know what? Your neighbor may not want that. You can't want for everyone else. The only person you can be responsible for is yourself. And then, you know, you getting what you want doesn't hold somebody back from what they want. Okay? And it's almost a selfish energy thinking that, you know? And if you're that powerful, which you are, because obviously if you're thinking that you can hold things back, you're powerful enough to get what you want. You deserve it. You deserve what you want. So we've got this is the Knight of Swords reversed for you. And we've got the King of Pentacles reversed for you. And we've got the Five of Pentacles reversed for you. That's actually very good that that's reversed. And we've got Judgment. So very, very interesting, because I think it really relates back to what I said about being honest with yourself of what you want. Because this judgment might be what's holding you back. Like you're judging yourself that you don't deserve it for some reason. I think the Five of Pentacles, though, in reverse tells us that that's a good omen. It's like, I think you can overcome this idea if you are in that mindset that you don't deserve it, in this lack mindset, that you have the ability to come out of that, and you're coming out of that. The Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords, you can see what this looks like upright. Like he is just charging forward. So I feel like that this is letting you know that, hey, slow it down a little bit. It's okay to slow something down, because he is like the fastest moving. Eight of Wands might be a faster moving energy, but he's probably, if not the fastest moving energy, one of them. So it's just like, hey, slow it down, think things through. What is it that you really want to be? What is it that you really want to do? What is it that you really want to bring into your life? Be honest, be clear. And I feel like when we write things down too, we are kind of slowing things down, right? Because we are thinking that through. So that's why I think this Knight is here. And then we've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. So the King of Pentacles is like, yeah, we have everything that we could ever want or dream of. But in reverse, so kings control their suit. This king is in control of this pentacles. And I feel like this is just saying that you just need to release some control. You need to just let things go. Well, I feel like too, when you write something down, it does that for you. You don't feel like you need to be so controlling over it. I feel like this is a lot talking about going with the flow, releasing the control, like just trusting that what you want, you can have, and making those steps toward it is enough for you to get it. You don't have to be controlling. You don't have to think about it all the time. We're just gonna write it down and like just kind of release it and let it go, and trust the universe around us. The Five of Pentacles reversed, I told you that was really good reversed, because the Five of Pentacles upright, this is the person, they're walking right past the key to everything. They are out in the cold. They don't have the newest clothing. A lot of times it's depicted as somebody who is ill, somebody who is sick. They are carrying the staff here, so it's helping them move. A lot of times it's somebody on crutches, and they are just not seeing the blessings that are in front of them. And I think slowing down is going to help you see those blessings, because this is a nice warm place for this guy to go in and regroup and rejoice and find the things that he wants, find the things that he wants to manifest. It really reminds me of a kind of like the whole reading reminds me of the story about a guy who was in a shipwreck, and he's holding on to a life, like one of those little life dinghies or whatever, and he can't stay out there forever. And he has this faith. He has this faith, you know, that God is going to save him. And like somebody comes by in a rowboat and it's like, hey, I can help you. And he's like, no, I'm okay. God is going to save me. And then somebody comes by in another boat, and a bigger boat, a yacht, and they're like, hey, I can help you. And he's like, nope, God is going to save me. And then somebody comes by in a helicopter and they're like, come on. And he's like, nope, God is going to save me. And then, you know, it's really interesting here with judgment, because this is like a resurrection. This is this person going to heaven and being like, hey, because he passed away. And he's like, why didn't you save me? And he's like, well, I sent a rowboat, a yacht, and a helicopter to save you. So he was just too busy with his own thoughts in that situation that he wasn't seeing the blessings in front of him. That sometimes there are, you know, you don't expect to see something, for instance. Maybe he didn't expect to see a helicopter coming from him, but not to like discount that might be part of your journey and what you need right now. Judgment. So I feel like I talked about this a little bit. When you're clear and honest about your manifestation, like what do you really want? Be honest with yourself, be clear with yourself. We're going to let go of this guilt. We're going to let go of any ideas where we feel like we don't deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. You should absolutely get everything that you want. It is for you. You deserve it. Okay? The other thing here too is we have this angel blowing this horn. Like there is reasons why you want what you want. It's not because there's like a call here. Like what you want, it is sometimes like that idea is given to you by the universe because you're meant to have it. And I really feel like that with the angel. It's like he is, who is this? I don't think it's Michael. Gabriel? I'm not sure which angel this is. But it's an archangel. And he is like blowing this horn for you to hear it for a reason. Oh, that's also interesting because we've got two people here with their head in their hands, and we've got this person looking up and like, yes, raising their hand, take me, I deserve it. So I really feel like I deserve it, you deserve it is a message that you need to hear. Oh, so funny. And because we've got a leg up, time for a nap. So I almost feel like I want to reverse these. And the reason why, and we'll get to leg up here in a second, I want to put a time for a nap over our Knight of Swords, because I told you this is like slow down. So this is kind of just like a, you know, just rest, relax, breathe easy, give it up to the universe. Let it work itself out. So, you know, kind of related here to the Judgment card, but also look at these two together. Same colors, same kind of vibe. I feel like this, I'll hold it for you, not for me, so you can see it. I almost feel like this could be the sky in this fairies world, because she is just releasing kind of these stars, these dreams, these manifestations that she wants up into the universe. And we've got a face here looking down on you. You're never alone. There are your spirit guides who love you and want to help you. There are your ancestors. There is your higher self that's always looking out for you, always loving you and wanting you to have everything that you deserve. And you deserve everything that you want. And then I love a leg up here, especially after I told that story. It's really, I think, a joke. I think that's a joke about the guy in the boat, because it so much fits here with the Five of Pentacles reversed, that there are people ready to step in and help you. And sometimes it is really kind of magical how that happens. Like, you just randomly run into some, I was gonna say weirdo, but it's not really a weirdo. You might think they're a weirdo at the grocery store. But if you just like, wait a second, this might be the exact person that I'm manifesting in my life right now to help me where I want to be. And I said a weirdo because my husband is the person that usually comes into people's lives, because he is so extroverted and he talks to everybody, and then all of a sudden, like, he's fixing somebody's brakes in the parking lot, or I did a video where I did a short where we just randomly ran into some people and we pulled them out of their vehicle out of a ditch, and it was like it was out in the middle of the woods. Like, they were gonna have to sleep there if we weren't there. So that is, you know, your lifeboat could be somebody that you don't even know that is coming along, that's just like, and they don't even need to be doing something life-changing for you. They just point you in the right direction, or they just, you know, they just offer a leg up. They just, if somebody wants to hold the door for you, let them hold the door for you. If you are in line at a coffee shop and somebody pays for your coffee behind you, let them do it. This is kind of like that week for that little leg up, that little thing, you know, allow it. This is really, I feel like a lot of this manifestation energy is just allowing, just going with the flow, just letting it flow in. And even in this time for a nap, like, it might be time for a nap because you got to shut your brain off so that you can allow some things into your life. So that's what I have for you, group 3. I hope you have a fantastic week, and yeah, please let me know if you picked this group in the comments, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you.